You've probably heard that too much salt is bad for your heart. But what if I told you there's something even worse? Something you might be eating every single day without realizing the damage it's causing. This silent culprit is hiding in your kitchen, disguised as a quick snack or a convenient meal, and it could be slowly deteriorating your heart health. This food contributes to high blood pressure, clogs your arteries, and triggers inflammation, weakening your heart with every bite. Science has proven it, and even worse, there's an entire list of everyday foods that can put your heart at risk. 13 foods in total, and one of them is the absolute worst. Can you recognize the danger before it's too late? If you want to safeguard your heart and avoid a future filled with health problems, you need to pay close attention. Today I'm revealing the worst foods for your heart, backed by science, and exposing the one that might be shortening your life without you even knowing it. And at the end, I'll reveal the absolute worst food for your heart, so stay with me. This information could change your diet and save your health. Number 13, sodas and sugary drinks. You already know refined sugar is bad for you, but imagine consuming it in liquid form, where it's absorbed even faster and in massive quantities. Sodas and sugary drinks are among the biggest enemies of heart health, packed with high fructose corn syrup and artificial sweeteners that overwhelm your body. Unlike solid foods, these drinks cause a rapid blood sugar spike, increasing insulin resistance and promoting dangerous belly fat. Over time, excessive fructose consumption leads to fatty liver disease, damaging the liver's ability to regulate cholesterol and raising the risk of heart problems. Even diet sodas aren't safe. Artificial sweeteners can disrupt gut bacteria, promote insulin resistance, and still contribute to heart disease. And don't be fooled by packaged fruit juices. Most are loaded with just as much sugar as soda. The solution? Ditch sugary drinks and opt for heart-friendly alternatives like sparkling water with lemon, herbal teas, or fresh homemade juices without added sugar. Number 12, hydrogenated vegetable oils. If you use margarine, eat packaged cookies, or consume fried foods from restaurants, chances are you're eating hydrogenated vegetable oils without even knowing it. These oils undergo a process called hydrogenation, turning them into trans fats, one of the worst enemies of heart health. Trans fats increase bad cholesterol, LDL, while lowering good cholesterol, HDL, leading to artery clogging plaque buildup. The result? Inflammation, high blood pressure, and a greater risk of heart attacks and strokes. Even worse, many processed foods, labeled as trans fat-free, actually contain small amounts of hidden trans fats, which add up throughout the day and damage your cardiovascular system. The solution? Avoid hydrogenated oils by cutting out processed foods. Instead, choose healthier fats like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil, which support heart health rather than harm it. Number 11, fried foods. Many people think the biggest problem with fried foods is too much salt, but the real danger goes much further. Fried foods contain excessive amounts of saturated and trans fats, which damage arteries and drastically increase the risk of heart disease. Here's the scary part. When oils are superheated, they break down into toxic compounds that promote inflammation and accelerate aging at a cellular level. And it gets worse. Fast food chains and restaurants often reuse frying oil multiple times, turning it into a dangerous chemical cocktail. Regularly eating fried foods raises bad cholesterol and triglyceride levels, increasing fat buildup in your arteries. Over time, this restricts circulation and puts extra strain on your heart. The solution? Instead of deep frying, opt for baking, grilling, air frying, or steaming your food to preserve nutrients and protect your heart. Number 10. Processed red meat. Processed meats like bacon, sausages, and deli meats are more than just high in saturated fat. They also contain nitrates and nitrites, preservatives that can turn into carcinogenic compounds inside your body. Studies show that consuming these meats regularly raises bad cholesterol, increases arterial plaque buildup, and contributes to high blood pressure, all of which heighten your risk for heart disease. Bacon, for example, is not only packed with sodium, but also generates toxic compounds when fried at high temperatures, increasing oxidative stress and cellular damage. The solution? Choose lean, unprocessed protein sources like fish, eggs, or plant-based options to keep your heart strong. Number 9. Margarine and vegetable spreads. If you switched from butter to margarine, thinking it was healthier, you might want to reconsider. Many margarines and vegetable-based spreads are loaded with trans fats, which are devastating for cardiovascular health. Trans fats are created through hydrogenation, a process that turns liquid oils into solids for longer shelf life. The problem? They raise bad cholesterol, lower good cholesterol, and promote arterial blockages, making them one of the worst types of fat you can consume. Even worse, when margarine is heated, it produces harmful oxidative compounds that accelerate aging and damage heart cells. The solution? Swap margarine for heart-healthy alternatives like grass-fed butter, avocado, or extra virgin olive oil, which provide essential fats without harmful trans fats. Number 8. Rosé breads and pastas, a hidden danger to your heart. Do you love the comforting taste of warm bread in the morning or a hearty pasta dish for dinner? While they may be delicious, refined breads and pastas could be harming your heart more than you realize. These foods are made with white flour, which undergoes heavy processing that strips away the fiber and nutrients. What's left is a food that quickly raises blood sugar, triggering insulin spikes and leading to dangerous fat accumulation around your organs. This kind of visceral fat increases the risk of metabolic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and obesity, two major contributors to heart disease. And here's the problem. Refined breads and pastas don't keep you full for long. You may feel hungry shortly after eating them, which can lead to overeating and weight gain. More weight around your midsection? That's a red flag for high blood pressure and heart problems. Even so-called whole wheat breads can be misleading. Many brands mix refined flour with a small amount of whole grains and add sugar, making them just as harmful. The solution? Swap refined carbs for true whole grain options like 100% whole wheat bread, quinoa, brown rice, or sweet potatoes. These alternatives are rich in fiber, which slows sugar absorption, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps you feel satisfied longer. Number 7. Industrialized sweets, a sugar bomb for your heart. Industrialized cookies, cakes, or ice cream. If you have a sweet tooth, it's time to rethink what you're putting in your body. Industrialized sweets are a double threat, packed with refined sugar and trans fats, a deadly combination for heart health. Excess sugar spikes blood glucose, forcing the pancreas to pump out large amounts of insulin to bring it back down. Over time, this cycle wears out your metabolism, leading to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and an increased risk of heart attacks and strokes. But that's not all. Sugar also raises triglyceride levels, promoting plaque buildup in arteries. And let's not forget the hidden chemical additives, artificial flavorings, and preservatives in these sweets, which trigger chronic inflammation, one of the key factors behind heart disease. The solution? Cut back on processed sweets and switch to healthier alternatives like dark chocolate, 70% or higher, homemade desserts made with natural ingredients, and dried fruits. The goal is to choose foods that nourish your body rather than burden it with empty calories. Number 6. Fast food, a recipe for heart disaster. If one category of food contains everything bad for your heart, it's fast food. Burgers, fries, nuggets, and pizzas from fast food chains are loaded with saturated fats, trans fats, hidden sugars, and artificial additives, a deadly combination for your cardiovascular system. One of the biggest dangers is the reused cooking oil in deep fryers. Each time oil is reheated, it degrades and turns into toxic compounds that cause inflammation and cellular damage. These inflammatory fats contribute to artery blockages, high cholesterol, and increased blood pressure, all of which elevate the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Fast food is also a sodium bomb. Restaurants add excess salt and sodium-based preservatives to extend shelf life and enhance taste. The result? Fluid retention, increased blood pressure, and extra strain on the heart. And don't be fooled. Even the bread and sauces in fast food meals are problematic. The refined flour in burger buns spikes blood sugar, while ketchup, barbecue sauce, and salad dressings often contain hidden high-fructose corn syrup, further increasing inflammation and metabolic disease risk. The solution? Avoid fast food whenever possible. Instead, prepare homemade versions of your favorite meals using healthier ingredients. If you must eat out, opt for grilled items. Choose salads without sugary dressings, and skip the fries and soda. Number 5. Energy drinks, dead as a heartbeat away from danger. Many people turn to energy drinks to stay alert, but few realize how dangerous they can be for the heart. These beverages contain high doses of caffeine, sugar, and synthetic stimulants which can overload the cardiovascular system. The biggest issue? Excessive caffeine. While a regular cup of coffee has about 80 milligrams of caffeine, some energy drinks contain over 300 milligrams per can, the equivalent of 4 cups of coffee in one sitting. This stimulates the heart, leading to rapid heartbeats, high blood pressure, and even irregular heart rhythms. For those with existing heart conditions, this can be life-threatening. And it doesn't stop there. Energy drinks are also packed with sugars and artificial sweeteners that fuel insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and metabolic disorders, all of which increase the risk of heart disease. Even more concerning is the combination of caffeine with other stimulants like taurine and guarana, which amplify the effects of caffeine, putting even more stress on your cardiovascular system. The solution? If you need an energy boost, opt for natural alternatives like unsweetened green tea, black coffee, or hydrating with water. A balanced diet rich in whole foods, proteins, and complex carbohydrates can also keep energy levels stable without harming your heart. Number 4. Sugary breakfast cereals, a hidden sugar trap. Many breakfast cereals are marketed as healthy, but the truth is that most are nothing more than sugar-coated refined carbs. These cereals are often high in sugar, processed flour, and artificial additives, making them a poor choice for heart health. The high glycemic index of these cereals causes blood sugar spikes and crashes, leading to insulin resistance, increased triglycerides, and long-term cardiovascular risk. Many brands also add high fructose corn syrup and artificial flavorings, which not only contribute to obesity and inflammation, but also damage arterial health. Over time, the constant consumption of sugary cereals can accelerate the development of atherosclerosis, a condition where fat plaques build up in arteries, restricting blood flow and increasing the risk of heart attacks. And let's not forget about the artificial dyes and preservatives. While these ingredients may seem harmless, some have been linked to chronic inflammation, metabolic issues, and even cognitive decline. The solution? Swap processed cereals for real, whole food options like steel cut or rolled oats. Add nuts, cinnamon, and fresh fruit for natural sweetness. Homemade granola with no added sugar. Whole grain options like quinoa or chia pudding. These alternatives support stable blood sugar levels, provide essential nutrients, and help keep your heart strong. Number 3. Whole milk and dairy products. A silent contributor to heart disease. Milk, cheese, butter, and cream are staples in many diets worldwide, often praised for their calcium and protein content. But what if I told you that these same foods, especially whole dairy products, could be silently contributing to heart disease? The issue lies in their high saturated fat content, which can increase LDL cholesterol, commonly known as bad cholesterol. When LDL levels rise, fat deposits start forming in the arteries, restricting blood flow and significantly increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. While some studies suggest that the effects of saturated fat depend on overall diet quality, experts still recommend moderation, especially for those at risk of cardiovascular disease. Whole dairy products are also high in calories, which can lead to weight gain and metabolic syndrome, a condition that includes obesity, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation. These factors create the perfect storm for heart complications. Another concern: hormones and antibiotics often found in industrialized dairy products. These substances may interfere with your hormonal balance, and some research suggests that excess dairy consumption can trigger inflammation, a major contributor to cardiovascular diseases. The solution? If you love dairy but want to protect your heart, opt for skim or lactose-free versions. Better yet, incorporate plant-based calcium sources like almond milk, oat milk, and tofu. These provide similar benefits without the risks associated with saturated fats. Number 2. Ready-made sauces, a hidden heart hazard. Love adding ketchup, mayonnaise, or barbecue sauce to your meals? You might want to take a closer look at the label before your next squeeze. These industrialized sauces are packed with hidden sugars, excessive sodium, and unhealthy fats, all of which can silently wreak havoc on your heart. One major issue: the shocking sugar content. Just 1 tablespoon of ketchup can contain up to 4 grams of sugar, the equivalent of an entire sugar cube. This hidden sugar spikes blood sugar levels, promotes weight gain, and increases triglycerides, leading to artery blockages and heightened cardiovascular risks. And it's not just sugar. These sauces are also loaded with sodium. Too much sodium can cause fluid retention and high blood pressure, putting unnecessary strain on your heart and blood vessels. Studies show that a high sodium diet is directly linked to an increased risk of hypertension, heart attacks, and strokes. Another hidden ingredient: high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, a cheap industrial sweetener that accumulates as visceral fat, increasing inflammation and heart disease risk. In fact, HFCS is metabolized in the liver, and excess consumption can lead to fatty liver disease, another factor that contributes to cardiovascular decline. Beyond sugar and salt, many ready-made sauces contain artificial preservatives, colorants, and flavor enhancers like monosodium glutamate, MSG. These chemicals disrupt metabolism, promote chronic inflammation, and negatively impact cardiovascular function. The solution? Make your own healthier sauces at home. By using fresh ingredients, you can control sugar, sodium, and fat levels, keeping your meals delicious and heart-friendly. If you prefer store-bought options, look for clean label sauces with no artificial additives or excessive sugar. Number 1. Bacon and processed meats, the worst food for your heart. If there's one food that truly deserves its reputation as a heart killer, it's bacon. and processed meats. From breakfast plates to burgers, pizzas, and gourmet dishes, bacon is one of the most widely consumed processed meats. But behind its crispy texture and smoky flavor lurks a deadly combination of saturated fat, sodium, and chemical preservatives, all of which are proven to be highly dangerous for cardiovascular health. Let's break it down. Bacon and processed meats are loaded with saturated fats. These fats raise LDL, bad cholesterol, leading to plaque buildup in arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis. This can block blood flow, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. They contain dangerous preservatives like nitrites and nitrates. These chemicals help preserve color and flavor, but when exposed to high heat, like frying or baking, they transform into nitrosamines, which are highly inflammatory and even carcinogenic. Excess sodium makes things worse. Processed meats are salt-heavy, contributing to high blood pressure, fluid retention, and increased cardiovascular stress. Studies show that people who regularly consume processed meats have a much higher risk of hypertension and heart disease. And let's not forget weight gain and metabolic syndrome, a deadly combination of obesity, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and inflammation, all triggered by frequent processed meat consumption. The solution? Reduce or eliminate processed meats from your diet. Instead, opt for lean proteins like fish, eggs, or grilled chicken. If you love smoky flavors, try herb-seasoned meats or slow-roasted plant-based alternatives. Small changes like these can greatly improve your heart health and longevity. Final thoughts. Protect your heart, one bite at a time. Now that you've seen the worst foods for your heart, it's time to take action. A few simple swaps can drastically improve your cardiovascular health, lower your risk of heart disease, and increase your energy levels. Which of these foods are in your diet? Start making small changes today by choosing whole, unprocessed, heart-friendly foods. And if you want to keep learning how to protect your health and live longer, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because my mission is to help you live a healthier life, one choice at a time.